Welcome back, everyone, to another Company of Heroes 2 Replaycast. And this time we're going to have a 4v4 on Red Ball Express, sent in by Fountain Broke People Choke, also known as 47, who you might remember. Wait, what the fuck is that? Well, that's something I never really knew was over there. I just thought that you have to, Wow, that's actually surprising. Anyway, he's playing as the OKW. And he's going to be going over 2 Storm Pioneers on the left side. His friend is going to be Huria, also OKW. Long 2000 with a mortar. Oh, interesting. As the Wehrmacht, of course. And XXXXXXXXXXXXXXX. Damn. Playing as the OKW. And he's going for the Cube Wagon. The only one, interestingly enough, on Red Bull Express going for the Cube Wagon of all the OKWs. On the extreme opposite end of the map, we're going to have Warfighter as the Soviets with 2 engineers. Sumidis as the USF. Another USF player, TM1K Bad Boy. Wow, you're cool. And Lingen, UKF. So we're going to have the infantry sections building up some sandbags. And the Storm Pilots just across, not really even noticing what is going on. So, of course, we have 2 players coming in from the Allies up against Fountain Broke People Choke, which isn't going to be that good for him. He's going to have to defend himself against 2 enemies while his friend just takes over the center, Huria. Huria, however, seems very interested in a flank, which is good. We have a fighting position coming in and even a Vickers coming up from the British player who's going to be hiding that behind the sandbags. So this could be pretty bad for our German players if both the fighting position goes up with the machine gun and the Vickers survives over there. But we do have a good flank coming in with Huria's forces. He's going to be trying to get behind them. The problem is, at this point, he can't really receive support from Fountain Broke People Choke as much as he would like because of the machine gun up here. Yep, exactly, suppressing the reinforcing men coming in from the other side. And so the flank is going to get some good done. I mean, it looks like this infantry section is going to have to retreat quite quickly. And also the Storm Pioneers managed to get some very, very nice kills on the Vickers machine gun team. But the fighting position is still around, still lobbing some rifle grenades. And in general, the Allied forces will be able to repel the German assault. In fact, these Storm Pilots are going to go down. Very, very not good for our Germans. On the right side, we have a Soviet sniper running away for some Storm Pioneers. In general, it seems like the right side of the map is doing just fine for the Germans. They have managed to capture the manor and the statue VP. So overall, along with the field, they're doing just fine. The center is kind of empty, and the left side, the Allies are doing pretty well on the left side, but of course the Germans are still keeping up some pressure. So overall, looks pretty okay for the Axis. It could be going better. Right now, the Universal Carrier from Lingen is definitely going to help out in dealing with this infantry from Huria and Fountain Broke. The problem is that Huria went for a Rakan River, and that's pretty good. Fountain Broke going for a truck, most likely going to set up a battle group headquarters around the front line. That's what I would expect. That's what I would like to see. Right now, the infantry carrier, the UC, is doing just fine. The problem is, I'm not sure why Lingen actually use the raid operation there. Not really anything that's going to be useful for him to capture faster. I mean, he's not really going in and capturing anything. Interesting push from Fountain Broke, getting out a nice flank on the ambulance and forcing it to retreat so that the Allies didn't have the forward retreat right near the front line. The problem is that these folks are very much in the rear lines of the Allied forces, and they are going to go down if they are not too careful. In fact, I'm thinking that even if they are careful at this point, we're just beyond, and he's going to die. Are you going to prove me right, Rifleman? Probably. We have some nice damage coming in, and nope. I'm pretty sure that the folks are going to go down, even with the support of the infantry sections. Yep, gets gunned down like a dog. So Long 2000 coming in with his mortar, providing some support, hopefully, against the fighting position. Of course, he needs to be microing that a little bit cautiously, because the Allies might have mortars of their own, and in fact they do. We have Bad Boy with his 81mm. In the meantime, on the right side, we have some pushes going in from Warfighter. Warfighter, of course, with the tier 1 is going to be quite annoying to deal with for our German players. We need the Kübelwagen to intervene to deal with the snipers, and of course the penals are going to be incredibly annoying as well. It seems like the MG42 was sniped to death, most likely. So of course, Kübelwagen comes in and forces everything to retreat. Although I feel like Warfighter is being very, very cautious right now. He could have been a lot more aggressive in that push and try to take over the MG rather than allow the Germans back onto it, which of course is not that good. Right now it seems like the left side we have Huria coming in with a bit of a push, but he's going to get completely shut down by the fighting positions. Machine gun, so 50 cal doing its job quite nicely. And overall it seems like these Focus Grenadiers aren't going to have an easy time of it. They're trying to recapture the Starkander, which went down to the mortar, I'm guessing. The problem is they're getting suppressed by the fighting position MG, so they're not going to be able to stand up and actually grab the weapon, which is kind of sad for them. Even if they're going to sacrifice themselves with that 1-star veterancy just to get the Recanver again. Will they be able to? One guy goes down and they survive, so pretty okay. Wasn't the best possible outcome for Huria, but I guess he's fine with it. Let's just speed it up a little bit. We have a bit of a push on the right side from XXX, but of course he gets he gets pushed back by the Soviet player with his swarm. He's got a Tank of Battalion Command coming up. We have the Stuart coming in from Sumitis. We have a half-track from Bad Boy, and what is this? Bofors in placement for Lingen, right. So the Allies really reaching a point where they're sort of making a bit of a jump in quality, and that's going to be quite hard for the Germans to deal with if they're not prepared. They need a lot more Reckenwerfers than they currently have. Are there any packs on the field from Long 2000? No. He's going for a half-track. We have Phantom People Choke has the battle group headquarters, but he hasn't really built anything out of it yet. He's very much low on resources. So he's kind of still into that tier 1 phase where he's not really able to bring out anything like this. So here comes the 2 strong vehicles, both a half-track and the Stuart. Going to be quite hard for the Germans to deal with. Not going to be all that good. Wait, what? Handbrake mode? Oh. Really now? I didn't even know that was there. Interesting. Well, at this point, he's going to be pretty boned because he's got 2 Reckenwerfers coming in stealthed. Of course, they don't see the half-track, even though they're in range of it. So they're going to have to find some way to spot it. And oh, the half-track might be able to get away. Here comes one shot. Here comes the second shot. Second shot. Does it come in? Nope. Outside of the line of sight. Very, very good. Very, very good for our allied players. Right now, it looks like the Kübelwagen's charging in to try to kill the sniper and finish him off, but we have some rear echelon troops trying to help out. And even the STKFZ-251 half-track doesn't... Well, sniper's dead. Good. So, Kübelwagen doing pretty well. The problem is there's a T-70 coming in from, of course, Warfighter. And I'm thinking that this flame half-track is not gonna... Ooh, smoke. Smoke is not gonna be enough, though. He's just gonna come through and destroy everything. We have 2 Panzerfaust, though, coming in from Long 2000. So he might be able to save his flame half-track. Here comes, actually, the kill on the Kübelwagen. 2 Panzerfaust gonna definitely provide a lot of hurt on the T-70, and the engine is damaged. Let's see if they can actually finish off the T-70. They've got 10 seconds on the... Actually, 6 seconds on the Panzerfaust. They should really be trying to chase down the T-70 and kill it. The problem is... Well, we do have our Canberra coming in and getting a nice shot off, but the Grenadiers aren't really chasing. Oh, another shot. Yeah, pretty much a maximum range. Takes it out. So good job to XXXX. Following up on his allies' successes and using his vision to good effect. Looks like the Sturmpows are having some trouble. The captain's absolutely murking them along with the Stuart. Also, we have the A half-track coming in, and the A half-track is doing just fine until it eats a rifle grenade. It looks like no, Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust, although this squad might go down, here comes also the first Stuka barrage of the game. So we have a Stuka on the field from Huria. Huria going for that Stuka is definitely a decent decision. We'll see whether or not it turns into a good decision, which could be. We have another Panzerfaust coming in from these Grenadiers. The Grenadiers could try to finish off the vehicle crew as it's repairing, because of course they're taking more damage than normally. So this could be very dangerous indeed for Bad Boy's vehicle crew, but it looks like we have more allied troops in the area ready to... nice. So Rifle Grenade tries to take out the crew, but the crew definitely jumps back into the car and manages to avoid the worst of it. Lost an infantry unit. Really now. Looks like a paratrooper squad is in for Bad Boy. So going for the airborne and losing a unit. Now it looks like entirely the left side is still under the control of Bad Boy. That's quite okay. Bad Boy and Lingen, of course. Mills bombs. Really now. He went for grenades. So he went for grenades, but he also got weapon racks. So at least that's pretty good. Of course, he's gonna kind of have to save up some munitions later on if he wants to use the strafing support. Lingen has gone for Vanguard operations, so that means that the Croc is going to be able to... and the Croc could be very, very dangerous indeed to all the German squishy targets. So Bad Boy going for an airborne, Lingen going for Vanguard operations. Warfighter and Sumitas are still kind of thinking about it, and Long 2000 went for Spearhead. So Spearhead, of course, with the Tiger later on, we'll see that. Not really too surprising. We also have the Mortar Half-Track available to him, if he so chooses. Right now, it seems like he is not really too keen on that. Ooh, house goes down just before the Volksgrenadiers were able to get back in. So, luckily for them, they're going to survive. And it looks entirely, well, unsurprisingly, the center is falling back into the hands of the Allies. Using their light vehicles quite well so far. The problem is the Germans are starting to go big or go home with the counters. Even though those Mills bombs are definitely doing some damage to them, still not enough. And in fact, we have a nice flank coming in from Bad Boy with his riflemen. Also, he's going for a Sherman, which is extremely good. He needs that extra bit of heavy firepower against what the Germans are bringing out right now. So it looks like overall the Allies are getting some good successes going. They've got some pretty good pressure going on the right side as well, despite the fact that Warfighter earlier on lost a few units. Right now he has gone for the Soviet industry, comrade. I fucking love Soviet industry, so this is going to be pretty fun to watch. And we'll see whether or not he wants to go for a KV Flamer. Not entirely impossible. I mean, he's pretty close to it when it comes to resources and CPs. Right now, he has decided to purchase a couple of Su-76s. I absolutely agree. Just in case the Germans were to come out with some kind of light or medium vehicles, the Su-76s are going to help out his conscripts and his penals very much in dealing with those. Looks like he's going to cancel the Su-76 though because he wants to get out some more infantry, which is, in my opinion, a mistake. I think that 2 Su-76s would have been just fine. Sumides right now in the center doing just okay. He's got a major coming up, so with the retreat point, he might be able to use the ambulance to get some extra bits and bobs of infantry in the center. He's also, let's see, he has gone, of course, for the major. He doesn't have a lot of resources. I wonder what he's going to try to go for. It looks like the Sherman from Bad Boy comes in and instantly gets mined. Or no, probably just Panzerfaust by the Volksgrenadiers. Along with a Horsa glider. Looks like the Allies are just trying to fortify up the center, as they did with the left side, and get themselves a bit of an edge by just standing around and not being pushed back ever again, which could work. Right now, it seems like the Germans are trying to get some pushes done on the right, which is just fine, considering they can't really break through the center. They might as well just push on the right. That's pretty good. Looks like a bit of a grenade, and they run right into it, causing some more damage than they were normally received. Not the best thing. We have a flame half-track, but free. Ooh, not the worst. Half-track is on the fire. Well, the flame half-track is still alive, which is quite surprising, actually. There's 2 packs, actually no, a pack and the Rakenwerfer, ready to defend it from any kind of random-ass allied vehicle coming in. And right now it seems like, Jagdpanzer. So Jagdpanzer from Brandenburg people choke, and also he's gone for breakthrough. So that's... I don't entirely agree with it. I mean, when you're going to go for a Jagdpanzer and then you want to go for a Jagdtiger, not 100% on it. I think that going for the Jagdtiger would have precluded you from going for a Jagdpanzer. But looks like he's just going to go for the Tank Destroyer 101. So it seems like the Sherman is just smashing all the German infantry in the center. Puma's gonna come in to try to put a stop to that. Interestingly enough, Huria going for a second Stuka and then for a Puma. Interesting choice. I disagree with it. I think that he would have done better to like either going for another Stuka and then a Schwer Panzer quarters and going for some late game units, or waiting for like the King Tiger or something. He's gonna go also for the Sturm Tiger, hopefully, from Elite Armored. So I'm really not entirely sure why he went for a Puma, which is in my opinion a bit of a waste of resources at this point in the game. The Flak Half-Track is also doing just as well as his more fiery brother is down south with the Germans. So the Flame Half-Track is up to vet 3 with, well, 10 kills, and the A Half-Track is up to vet 2 with 10 kills. So both of these doing just fine, and none of the teams really managed to get a counter to it that countered it enough to put a stop to that menace, which is pretty bad. Oh, Anvil. Interesting. Need to drink. Okay, so the Anvil tactics from Lingen, clearly wanting to go for a lot of arty. He might actually be able to destroy the pack, the actual gun itself, which might be very beneficial to him. Of course, the random shells are just kind of randomly falling because they're random. And, ooh, yeah, the RNGesus is kind of favoring him. Oh, wow. Yeah, the 25-pounders are just, like, really random. Sometimes they don't really do damage. Like, for example, that shot over there should have definitely wiped out that Grenadier. But, oh well. Looks like in the center, the Allies stole the Reconnaissance, and they're still pretty much easily holding the entirety of the center and the left, which is very, very bad for the Germans. They need to do something to deal with that. And, ooh, KV Flamer. Yeah, this is just piling bad upon bad for our Germans. And yeah, the KV is going to roast up the manor quite easily. Roasts up that manor and doesn't really care, except it should, because here comes the Jagdpanzer from XXXXX. Wow, this is a Jagdpanzer heavy game, and fire. Go away from the fire. So 2 elite armoreds from the Germans. We have XXXX with elite armor, and then we also have Huria with elite armor. And Huria going for a second Puma. Why? I'm not entirely sure on this. Puma, I mean, one of them already at like 15 minutes or something was already way too late. But then going for a second one is also even worse. I'm not sure how the Allies are going to somehow not destroy this guy. I mean, I'm thinking that this guy has his days numbered, and in fact his minutes numbered. There's a Sherman Firefly around with tulip rockets as well, so it could be very, very bad for Huria. At least until he gets the Sturm Tiger, and then when he gets the Sturm Tiger, he's going to need to be very, very careful with it as well, because with only Pumas to protect it, it's not going to be easy for him. Now, Suminides is going for the Wolverines and spamming out those. He's pretty much had enough of normal units, it seems. He's going to go for some Wolverines. He saved up quite a lot of resources. He could go for a Bulldozer as well. He's got the CPs for it, and I think that it would be a pretty good choice because, well, you never really know what kind of random infantry can come out of the enemy team. Smoke Grenade is not going to be enough to save these guys, but there goes the Stug to the M10. Wait, no, the Firefly. M10 helps out, but it's not enough to save the Firefly. In fact, we have the Jagdpanzer from Fountainbrook People Choke, demonstrating his usefulness and continuing on up and onward. Not really anything else happening around the map too majorly. Oh, actually, it looks like the Jagdpanzer 4 is dead. We have an engine shot, point-blank engine shot from the Stuart, very, very good. But the Stuart isn't going to be continuing to circle strafe around the Jagdpanzer, which almost kills it. Of course, the Jagdpanzer loses its gun to the swarm of allied vehicles in the background, which isn't enough to destroy Jagdpanzer because of its excellent frontal armor, but finally the M10 gets a penetrating shot. Sherman also is going to be able to, because of that, load some high explosive and force away this infantry, and the infantry knows it. Decides to retreat. So there's the Sturm Tiger on the field, and that's pretty okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything much is gonna come of it so far. This is very, very dangerous. However, 2 airborne on 1 point is actually a lot of manpower. That's like 760 manpower into one little tiny space, and so the Sturm Tiger could wipe all of that out in one go. It's not doing that though. So there's something I hate more is just Sturm Tigers wasted. Actually, no, there is something I hate more than Sturm Tigers wasted. It's Soviet industry players that don't go for the KV-2. The KV-2 heavy assault tank is still in the cards for Warfighter, but I'm not 100% on it. I mean, we still have a couple of like Yak Panzers running around, so he might be scared of that. Oh, here comes some grenades. So Yak Panzer, not in the best possible way, but there's really nothing over here from the Soviets to actually follow up on it. And yeah, he's still, even without the KV-2, managing to push quite in and make a dent on the German defenses on the right, which is pretty bad considering that the Germans really don't have the center and they don't have the left as well. Thankfully for them, they have the Sturm Tiger, which is going to be excellent to deal with these fortified kind of positions where, oh my god, yeah, there goes that squad, and there goes the Raketenwerfer as well. So this is exactly what the Germans need to break the stalemate in the central front. And, ooh, here comes some grenades as well. And that was a support gun that I saw, right?
German forces tracking on 300 points.
I saw something coming in it. Yeah, it is a support gun. 10 kills from like 666666666 support gun. God, that's like whatever. And yeah, he's gonna be fine with it. The problem is he needs to bring it up a little bit closer, but he's afraid of flanks coming in from the KV flamethrower, I think, which might be okay. More veterancy coming in from killing some infantry sections, it seems. So infantry sections, well, they do have some medics up on the Horse Glider. The Horse Glider, that's the second one, the Glider HQ, right? So the Glider HQ, or sorry, Forward Logistics Glider, not Glider HQ, even though it's literally the Glider HQ from Kill 1. It's got the forward retreat point, and they're using it quite nicely to also bring out the medics. The problem with the medics is that they don't heal automatically. Well, I'm pretty sure they don't. They should. Oh, automatic healing. Good. Okay, so they do have automatic healing, which is just fine. Of course, you never really want to... Ooh, it's the Yak Tiger. So, of course, Fountain broke, People Choke, lost his Yak Hunter over there to the Stuart, and now he's got the bigger brother, or rather bigger cousin, to get some revenge. And yeah, the Yak Tiger is going to be pretty harsh for the Allies to deal with, because they're going for a lot of like TDs and stuff. So we have Jackson from Bad Boy, we have Sumitez going for his M10s, which are going to be pretty bad for the Yak Tiger if they flank, but if they don't flank, and right now Sumitez has been very, very cautious with his M10s, then that's going to be very, very terrible, because the Yak Tiger is going to eat them for breakfast, but he's also going to have some spares for lunch and dinner. There goes the KV-2, oh, KV-8, sorry. And still no strong KV-2. Another Su-76 for Warfighter, so yet more TDs. And of course, Church of Crocodile. Well, the Church of Crocodile isn't really going to be able to do too much when the Yak Tiger's around, especially on the open, right here in the center. This is not going to be that good. Here comes some attempts at a Panzerfaust. So the German infantry bravely throwing themselves into the ovens. Well, that sounded wrong. And getting a Panzerfaust off. The problem is there's 2 Pumas coming in for the flank, the glorious Puma flank. They're pouncing in, and they're completely getting demolished by the AT that's supporting. The Allies, however, are wasting a lot of shots on these Pumas, and they're eating lots in return from other sources, such as, well, the Yak Tiger behind there. So the Puma also pops smoke and almost escapes, but it doesn't. The Yak Tiger, or sorry, the Sturm Tiger, not really able to get a shot off because the Allied tanks quite, I guess, smartly decided to escape from the area where the 380mm giant rocket was. And right now it seems like the Austin is gonna go, yeah, gonna get completely plastered by that Jackson, but the Jackson escapes because of the Yak Tiger. So overall, it seems like the Germans lost 2 Pumas. That's like 106. No, it's like 180 fuel. Is it? No, 104. When did they make the Puma 70 fuel instead of 80? In fact, I had thought that they had made it 90 instead of 80 because, you know, it's pretty good. Oh well, it's 70 now. Sure. So 140 fuel, and we have more Pumas! More Pumas! What is he doing? He's got his 2 Stukas, and he's got 26 kills on one, 15 on the other, so doing really well with those. But then he's spamming Pumas for some insane reason. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I want to know. Like, he doesn't really have the ability to come in and flank around fixed LITDs, right? Because there's the Su-76s, but 3 Su-76s are gonna kill a Puma if they all fire on one Puma. So what happens is, oh look, I'm Puma, I'm coming in, and then the Su-76s see him and they're like, haha, breakfast, and they kill him. And then the second Puma comes in and dies or something. That's pretty much what's gonna happen, and everywhere else, pretty much the same thing is gonna happen. Like, the allies are gonna be like, decent. We're gonna have some Puma for breakfast, and yeah, they're gonna die. So Sturmtiger, oh, potentially very, very strong, but misses. Destroys the wreckage, which could have been salvaged by his friend, Phantom Rogue. So, pretty counterproductive. The Yak here is still on the field for Phantom Rogue. He's also got a kill, and he's doing quite fine with it. He's almost up to veteran C1, which is all pretty okay, except for the fact that he needs some support for it. He's got 190 fuel in the bank, which he could use for something. Seems like overall everyone is just kind of floating around. Yeah, they're just kind of floating around the 150 to 200 fuel mark. Some more than the others. It looks like XXXX is kind of waiting for a K. He can't go for a KT now, can he? Because he went for the Sturmtiger. No, he can't go for a KT. But he's not going for one. Because of, I don't know why. Honestly, he could just at least go for the Mechanized Regiment Headquarters, but establish supply half, right? In the meantime, I mean, he's clearly not... doesn't have the pop cap space, so he might not want to do that. Finally, the Germans have managed to get a good push going on the left side, using their Pumas to destroy the glorious Buffers, also destroying the ambulance, which is, I guess, just fine. But when the Jackson comes in, of course, they have to escape, and one of them dies. I guess it was kind of worth it to bring down that defensive position and allowing the infantry to come in and get some points. Here comes a couple of Stukas, just absolutely demolishing that. Don't even know what that weapon is because it's all dead. It's like a 57 or 6-pounder actually, anti-tank gun. And it looks like, yeah, overall we've got some allied counterattacks gonna be forcing back the Germans from the left side, saying the left is ours and you're not coming into it. Same time in the center we have a pretty substantial allied force holding that. But the right side has been more firmly secured by the Germans, which is exactly what they needed. 3 M10s from Sumidis, which is okay. I mean, could be better. He needs to be using them. He needs to be using them a little bit more aggressively, I feel like. And there goes the bulldozer. Exactly why he needs to use them more aggressively, because otherwise his other stuff is just going to be very, very vulnerable to enemy armor. So it looks like the Sturm's back in action with 10 kills and a reloaded rocket. But he's not going to waste it on a lowly MG. He's going to wait until the strong blobs come in. And I wonder if he's going to be looking with hungry eyes at this British force. I wonder. So 2 air landing officers and 2 infantry sections. Pretty scary force for the Allies. The problem is, of course, 2 air landing officers might just, you know, be a waste of manpower, and you really need to do something about this Ostwind. Here comes the Su-76s doing just fine. Looks like a third Su-76 is going to delay... Well, actually, yeah, he already had that third one, but he's still going to delay the KV-2. Why? Why, comrade? Why you do not go for KV-2? KV-2 very strong. KV-2 very, very strong, my friend. See, he needs to go for the KV-2, otherwise... Well, the right side might just be vulnerable throughout all time. I mean, you're going to have one person coming in and taking it, and the other person coming in and taking it back. So they need to do something about this, my friend. Like overall, it just seems like the KV2, even though I am biased towards the KV2, the KV2 is the strongest choice. You know, they need to go for it, and they're going for it, but with another way. We have the M10 charge, which wedges itself between a Jagdtiger and a Stug. Stug goes down. Ostwind, interestingly enough, doing quite a bit of damage, getting the. I'm not sure what did that vision block on both of these, but I'm thinking it was the British artillery, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brit artillery vision blocked the M10s, and right now the M10s are just kind of eating 37mm from the Schwer Panzer quarters, and that's not very good. They're trying to get behind the Jagdtiger, but the Jagdtiger, all he has to do is just kind of be a sponge for the M10s. The M10s managed to destroy the Ostwind, but it's not entirely destroyed, it's only abandoned, and that's not going to be that good. The Allies steal a PaK-40 AT gun, but the PaK-40 AT gun is going to be in the sights of the spam of Volksgrenadiers with veteran C4 and 5. Also, the second Bulldozer Sherman is going to have to, well, escape as quickly as possible. So overall, I would say a victory for the Germans, but at the same time, it looks like on the left side we have Bad Boy doing the bad boy things, hashtag, and coming in with the Shermans and just pushing back Huria's Pumas from the field. It looks like the Puma is going to come in, get some damage off, but the Sherman, as long as he stands still, he's not going to miss the Puma, and he's going to kill the Puma. Come on, stand still. That's unfortunate for you, Puma, but you're inadequate. You are obsolete. And he's going to go down. Looks like the Sherman relentlessly charges through the smoke, and he manages to get the killing shot. You were obsolete. And that was, wow, lag. Yeah, not the best possible outcome for the Puma spam. I sure hope that Huria is not going to go for more Pumas. That was like the 7th Puma, I think. 7 Puma? Yes, 7 Pumas. What the fuck is that? Oh well, looks like a little bit of a carnage later. Huria might have come to his senses. I don't see any more Pumas in the queue. He has enough resources for another Puma, but he's not going for one. So Phantom Broke People Choke has managed to keep alive his infantry for all this time, and he's getting rewarded with some good kills on these American squads. And of course, he's also got a Panzer Fusilier, which is up to vet free, which is just fine enough for him. He needs to get that up to vet 5, which is going to be quite the challenge at this point with all the artillery and Shermans and HE that's around. Oh, well, rip 17 pounder, so there go the Stukas, doing just fine. And Stukas, 32 kills, 21 kills, not bad at all for them. I like it. I like it a lot. And also, it seems like these Airbornes aren't really having a bad time either. 17 kills and 39 kills. Planting a damage charge on poor Phantom Broke's battle group headquarters, and it looks like the battle group headquarters didn't broke. Yes, I know, it's not English. Or it is going to broke. That's unfortunate. So it does broke in the end. That is very unfortunate. Coming in with those Shermans with the armor piercing just before the Panther could secure the area against those. So Phantom Broke, except for that slight setback, he's still pretty much the strongest Axis player, because he's got both a Panther and a Jagdtiger, so he pretty much alone can like 1v4 all of the allied armor, pretty much. I mean, the KV2 can do damage to the Panther, and quite a lot of it, but Bulldozer can't do anything, Shermans can't do anything. Excellent Sturm Tiger round. Wipes out 3 AT guns. That was pretty amazing. The 4th one isn't enough to deal with the Panther alone, and the Sherman's going to have to retreat from the left side. But the 2 Shermans might be enough to deal with the Panther if they get some lucky penetrations, which might be happening. No, it's not. One of the Shermans goes down. In fact, the emergency 2-1. Panzerfaust goes down on the 2nd Sherman, and of course the Raketenwerfer tries to come in and get some support done, but the Volksgrenadiers are coming in and they manage to throw that incendiary grenade and get the hell out. So as I said, the Shermans can't really do anything against the Axis tanks. The Su-76s can. The problem is it's only 2 of them, and they're pretty free of them, and they're pretty fragile overall, so they're going to go down pretty quickly, and the Brits don't have any vehicles. Unless you count the 17 pounder, which isn't a vehicle, it's an emplacement, but still. It looks like overall Fountain broke people choking just 1v4 the allies when it comes to vehicles, thus leaving his allies a little bit more room to do other things that might be more interesting to them, such as spam Ostwinds and Stugs. Why are you spamming Ostwinds and Stugs? I don't understand this. So once again, we have somebody who spams Ostwinds and Stugs, which is... I really don't understand this. Why do people spam the Ostug combo? I'm gonna call it the Ostug combo. I mean, I know, it's like the Austrians kill the infantry and the Stugs kill the tanks. And they're very cheap. But, and you could be saving up for the Tiger and then going and then supporting the Tiger with some P4s. I mean, I know I say P4s all the time, but P4s are really, really good. Especially when the enemy has a bunch of Su-76s. Because the Stug is going to go like pretty much toe-to-toe with the Su-76. I mean, it's a little bit better, but the Su-76 is also cheaper and it's more versatile than the Stug, so overall it's like, whoa, whatever. So it looks like the KB2 is on the field. KB2 very strong. KB2 very strong, but not enough to save this Su-76. Su-76 is going to be chased by the Jagdpanzer? I don't know. But what's certain is that this KB2 really needs to get some support against the Jagdpanzer, but it looks like it's doing it on its own. I mean, it looks like the Germans need to get some points, and the KB2's boned if it doesn't retreat. Get out of the fire mode. Become mobile. You can't see. Well, I mean, you can because the Jagdpanzer is standing still, and so he's just like attack rounding. And the Jagdpanzer is almost going to go down, but there's a pack on the field which is just kind of plinking away at the KB2, and the KB2 is in trouble. One more shot, and it's going to go down. So it manages to become mobile, and nothing is spotting it, so it looks like it's going to survive. I don't really know. So in the center, we have the Jagdtiger up to Vet 2, doing it pretty good overall. It seems like 5 kills. 3 vehicles destroyed. Pretty good for him. British infantry charging forward and getting some good kills off on the Sturmpiles, but managing to escape just because of the non-sensibility from the air landing officer that he gets that free smoke grenade when he retreats. Otherwise, he would have definitely been destroyed there. The Tiger is providing fire support against the 17-pounder from Lingen. 17-pounder here is not going to have a good time, especially if the Tiger uses the 12.8 centimeters supporting fire. That would be quite good against the emplacement over there. And, well, here comes the Stuka barrage. One of them brings it down to half, and the other one, accordingly, finishes it off. So the Stukas have been fairly useful against those lovely emplacements. So we have 36 kills and 31, so 67 kills between the two of them, and Vet 4 and Vet 4. So all very good, all very good. We have the flank coming in from the Panther. Panther takes a lot of fire from the Rakennen for 43, and also some rear shots from the Sherman. However, it's using the fighting position as cover, and it's not. Come on, escape. Use the Blitz, and the Rakennen isn't really changing its direction, so it is going to be escaping. And now there's another Puma! What the hell? So another Puma from Huria, the Puma Lord, and he's also gone for a Sturmtiger, which is up to 15 kills, so doing pretty well with the Sturmtiger at least. The other Sturmtiger is still still at 11. Well, it hasn't really been doing anything now, has it? It's been just smashing things, I guess? Like, I see that he has improved his veterancy, so he's definitely been doing damage to something, but he just didn't get any kills. So he's like, blah, me and Sturmtiger, me smash, and he finally gets a wipe. Very, very good. Wipe on that air landing officer, and another crocodile on the field for Linga, and he's just gone. I mean, he doesn't have anything left. So the Germans are down to 25. And they're not triple capped anymore. They've got one of the points pretty much secured from these Panther Fusiliers. Very nicely using the breakthrough tactics from Fountain Broke People Choke. He's going to be able to also capture the center very quickly because of it, which is exactly what that ability is used for. You pretty much never see it used, but then when you do, you might just surprise the enemy and get a nice cap off on the enemy while they're thinking, aha, we're gonna have enough time to like protect ourselves from that push. We're gonna have enough time with the VPs under our control, and oops, it isn't, because you have the quicker capping time. It's all pretty good. Looks like we have a bit of a fight in the center. We have the Stug and Tigers and the Ostwind as well doing their part to push back the allies, but the problem is that these sneaky rear echelons get a nice... Was that a fragmentation bombing? Yes, that was a fragmentation bombing. Fragmentation bombing kills something and blinds the Churchill. The Churchill doesn't want to retreat. That's going to be its undoing. The M10 even goes behind it saying, all traitors will be shot, you will not retreat. And, well, it's going to be the end of that. In fact, I'm not sure what's happening. Like, what is going on? There's these two guys facing down here. They killed the M10. The M10 almost killed both of the Austins. It only killed one of them. The Churchill Crocodile is taking some fire while in repair mode. And it's just chaos. I'm not sure what the hell is happening. Left side, we have a Sherman Spam of Doom from Bad Boy. So Bad Boy is going to come in and just obliterate all the German infantry and hope that his infantry can capture the point and keep it under his rule enough for the VPs to go down for the Germans. Also in the south, we have strong KB2 up to 13 kills, but for some reason the Allies aren't really trying to capture the point. And it looks like we have a flank coming in, and this is not good for the KB2. The KB2's bane is Sturm, because it's like, oh, I want to escape, but it takes forever to become mobile, and so, of course, you have to eat it, and that's going to be a lot of fat, juicy, delicious veterancy for the Sturm Tiger. Thankfully, we have some some engineers around, but it's not going to be enough. Here comes Jagdpanzer, and Jagdpanzer is pretty much going to finish it off. No, it doesn't penetrate. It might go down, but the Su-76s all miss. And KB2 strong, Tavares. I love the KB2. KB2 is my favorite tank. It just always proves itself to be the best tank of all time. Anyway, ooh, it looks like the Sherman spam has been, it has been thinned out a little bit. I'm not sure what this Sherman is all about, but it looks like its crew is trying to escape back to the ambulance. One of the Shermans got a point too far and was obliterated by the Jag. Jag is up to veterancy 2.5, 8 kills, doing just fine, and looks like also kind of broke people choke using again his breakthrough tactics to capture the center. Pretty good for him. So the right side of the map, pretty much we have the Soviet player Warfighter with all the cards in the right place to just be the dominator of the side. He's got 4 Su-76s and the KB2 strong tank, so he should be able to just come in, capture the point, destroy this Schwerpanzer quite easily with all of his spam of artillery mode, the Su-76s, and especially the KB2 strong. And then there's the Jag Tiger. Well, that's the end of that, because of course the Jag Tiger outranges the KB2 and it outranges the Su-76s, and it kills the Su-76s extremely quickly, as evidenced by that. We have the Stug free getting some damage off, and that's just enough for the Su-76 to be one-shotted by the Jag Tiger. Also, a lot of Jagdpanzers coming in to support. Looks like the Stug is going to be trying to escape, getting a little bit blocked by the Tiger. Tiger is, though, going to be relentlessly charging forward and trying to plot down some German Kruppstil against the Soviets. Yet another Su-76 goes down. All of them are dead, and right now the KB2 is alone with a KB Flamer. Right now it looks like the Allies tried to capture the center, but they were absolutely cooked by the Stuka barrage. So Stuka's up to Vet 5 because he used that. Wait, no. You get it at Vet 4. I didn't know. So getting that Veterancy 4. Oh my god, that lag. What the fuck is that? Go away from the fire. So Puma, another Puma. What is that? Another one, or still the one from before? It's still the one from before. Ironically, it's been surviving quite a long time. Still not really doing anything, and ooh, looks like a bit of a stolen American almost destroying the Sherman itself. Weird. And right now it looks like the Panther, yeah, Panther spotting for the Jag Tiger. Jag Tiger plowing into the poor allied armor. There goes the Firefly. There goes the Cromwell. No, that's a crocodile. And the M10 also not having the best day of all time. In fact, here comes a very, very nice Stuka barrage destroying all of these support weapons. Yaktiger has absolutely nothing to fear from this lieutenant. There is absolutely nothing that the lieutenant can do to him. And the allies are getting pushed back from the center as well. They're definitely on the back foot on the right because of all those losses that Warfighter sustained. And here comes a Sturmtiger, which didn't destroy everything that I thought would. So with the two Sturmtigers, this one is up to 32 kills. Jesus. So doing quite well with that Sturmtiger. So because of the two Sturmtigers, because of the two Stukas, because of the Jagdtiger, it's almost like, oh, we send in the infantry, plah, blasted by... I'm not even sure what that sound was, but plah, blasted by Sturmtiger, blasted by artillery. And then you're like, oh, let's send in the armor to counter the Sturmtiger, and oops, it's the Jagdtiger. So they're not having a good day at all. Jagdtiger up to Vit 4, getting some good shots off on these Wolverines. We have the infantry blob from Fun Broke People Choke, which might get broke right now by the Bulldozer. Bulldozer wipes out one of the squads. One of the squads also takes another nasty hit from the grenade, and something blew up. Heard something explode. Where did that happen? I do not know. So finally, Warfighter realized that the right side isn't made for him, and he's coming in with a strong KV tool to support the center. It looks like, yeah, AT gun goes down. Unfortunately, the horse glider is made of not wood, even though it's wood. Like, this is supposed to be wood, but it looks like it's made of like aluminium. Well, not really aluminium, titanium something, because it survived the 380mm rocket to the face. So that's quite interesting. Ooh. Stukas. Stuka. Wow, doing quite a bit of damage to that KB 8, and of course forcing the Bulldozers to not repair his like 20% HP that he has left. Yeah, Panzer 470. Yeah, you're gonna die, are you? Nope. Fast. You're fast and you're going to escape, but still, it's a precarious situation for both the Allies and the Germans at this point. But the Germans losing a Panzer 4 as opposed to the KV2, I'm pretty sure that that's a good trade for them, especially as they do have more in reserve than the Allies, and it looks like this is going to be going off towards a German victory, despite the only 11 points the Allies control. Here comes a triple cap, and if the triple cap is allowed to stand for a little while longer, this is not going to be a fun engagement of priorities for the Allies, because it looks like, I mean, they're going to be having to think about, well, we don't really have any troops, where do we send them? And wherever they do, they die. Even the Sherman died to the Puma with the high explosive anti-tank shells. So I see what he's doing. I mean, he's trying to use that combination with the Puma and the heat rounds. Problem is, those heat rounds are more useful the higher the damage per, I guess you could say damage per minute or damage per second of the vehicle that is firing them is. And the reason is because you're paying the same. Are you paying the same price? Yes, you are paying the same price, whether you're using that on a Panther or on a Puma or on a P4 or on a KT. So that's kind of why you'd want to use it on the better vehicles that do more damage, because, well, you know, you're going to be getting more out of it. So, yeah, that's kind of my opinion on that. I don't think that that's a very good idea to use the heat rounds with the Pumas, because the Pumas are just way too fragile. I mean, yeah, they're quick. Yeah, they got the smoke. That's both of those things help them out in survivability by quite a bit. Here comes the raid operation. So that's the counterpart for the Brits to the counterattack breakthrough tactics, counterattack tactics, whatever you want to call them. And that's pretty nice. So they're going to be able to recapture that. And unfortunately, it's not going to be enough overall. I feel like the Axis just have way too many good vehicles running around. And in fact, here comes the heat rounds from the Panther. not really destroying the Wolverine, but at least scaring them off, which is all they need right now. I mean, all the allies really need is just to hold 2 VPs for like 30 seconds. But hey, they're not going to be able to do that because the Axis just has way too much. Here comes a Horsa Glider. You know, it's a recon plane. So here comes the recon. No, it's a paratrooper plane. Never mind. Here comes the paratroopers, and it's not going to be enough to, I think, hold. Might be enough to capture. Yeah, no, the center is also being taken. So overall, it's not going that well for the Allies. They need to do something about this, but they don't really have the ability to do something. So overall, I am not seeing how they can come back from this. Looks like Storm Tiger is going to have this 80 guns, head, body, and soul, because that's just pretty much what this does, and yep. There goes the 80 gun. Doesn't entirely die. The weapon crew dies, but the gun is still alive. So overall, yeah, I don't see how the Allies are going to come back. I mean, let's just go over their mistakes. Warfighter waited way too long to get the KV-2 strong tank. That is because the KV-2 strong tank is much better when the enemy doesn't have Yak Tigers and Sturm Tigers. He still wouldn't have been able to like straight up get a KV-2 before, for example, the Sturm Tiger came on the field, but he still would have gotten more use out of it if there hadn't been, you know, 3 out of 4 enemy players with counters ready for the KV-2. And even with 3 out of 4 enemy players ready with counters to the KV-2, he still was able to get quite some damage off of that vehicle. So, KV-2 earlier. That is strong. And also he needed to get more repair stations around closer to the, I guess, battlefield. He did get some repair stations in the rear, but then he didn't really use them all that much. And he should have gotten them, like for example, maybe around here. Sumides, well, he spammed them 10s and he failed because it's Red Bull Express, and you don't really flank on this map. It's just not wide enough to actually have flanking opportunities. Like, look at this shit. Okay, so here's like, I'm looking, I guess normally you could say, and let's go start from here. So we have 1 screen, 2 screens, 3 screens, 4 screens, and that's the map already. So that's 4 screens. It's 4 players. So it's not like you're gonna be able to fool anyone just by statistic, you know, unless you can like somehow get the enemies to just concentrate on one area only and then come in from the flank with the M10s. You're not gonna be successful with them because M10s require flanking, and you need to be able to get the golden flank off and do that. Otherwise, you're essentially stuck with bad Jacksons, and that's not what you want to happen, because Jacksons already kind of struggle against German TDs, and yeah, the M10s just, you know, they're not adequate when the enemy has a lot of TDs and when you can't flank. Nah, probably should have gone for something else. Then we have Bad Boy. Oh boy. So he tried to go for a Jackson early, and then he decided that that was not for him, and he decided to spam Shermans. I mean, that could have been good, but when you see that kind of Sherman spam, after a while, especially when you're up against like the guy with all the Pumas, you're supposed to like be wiping everything out, right? So you're the guy that's supposed to just, you know, wipe the floor with the German infantry and not look back 1 single second, because you've got those glorious HE rounds. So I feel like, I guess the vehicle micro management could have been better, but overall not the worst. RDL is gonna win. We've got the left side. They're about to cap the mid. I mean, if the lieutenant fires another smoke grenade, which he might be able to, fire the smoke. Here comes the British concentrated. Oh no, it's actually the RNG RD from the Americans. And well, Phantom broke, people choke, managing to just in time get back in. RNG RD almost smashes all of the German stuff in the area, but thankfully for them, it's not enough. Puma and the Wolverine are having a fun party of swag against each other, and it's not really doing anything because both of them are bad vehicles that are basically just confined to the early game, and it looks like overall the Germans are going to be able to hold the center. Another desperate attempt from the engineers goes down in a pool of blood, and these riflemen are also forced to escape. You what? You just gave Fountain Broke People Choke an MG, and you. That was fucking genius, dude. I clap. I fucking clap. That was hilarious. That was absolutely unintentional. But you just wiped out a. You just wiped out a fucking Vet 5 Volksgrenadier squad with a machine gun paradrop. I've never seen that happen. That's basically what just happened. So that was great. That was great. I'm absolutely certain that that was not intentional. But oh well. Oh, that caps. Why would anyone use Jacksons against Yak Tiger? Oh damn. How do you get like the chat log in Company of Heroes? Does it show me options? And yes, I know. No hotkeys anywhere. Yeah, I know you can't rebind hotkeys, but why can't I see the buttons? I want to be able to see the chat log because that was funny. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm sure you all read it. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That is now the official news line. You all read it. It's not important. Anyway, yeah, the KB Flamer is trolling the Yak Panthers. Yak Panthers can't get a line on this. Look at this guy. They see him rolled and they hate him. Blah 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 blah. I mean, look at him. He's just he's gonna die now because there's a Stug. Yeah, I mean he can dodge too, but even he couldn't dodge free. Damn. Yeah, it's GG at this point. Yep, GG. So the Brit guy, I mean, I didn't really see him do anything. Like throughout the entire, he just like built a few emplacements and then they died. That's what I thought of his play. I mean, he was kind of cute with the HQ glider, but then his vehicle play was just like nah. He needs to, I guess, get better at that because when you see all those, Yak Tigers, Sturm Tigers, and Panthers, you don't go for a Croc. The Croc is just a sitting duck against those. It's way too slow, way too like inadequate with its main gun. Yeah, it does damage the infantry, but you can, I don't know, I guess use your infantry to kill their infantry. I mean, you're the Brits, so you've got some pretty good options for that, especially when you're gonna have two air landing officers with the heroic charges, which I didn't see any of. Where the heroic charges actually increase the damage quite a bit of nearby units. I don't exactly remember if it's the accuracy, the damage dealt, what actually increases, but it's very good. So you should use it. And yeah, that's going to be about it. That's quickly going over the Germans. Find a broke people choke, going for the glorious Bet 5 Yag. 14 kills. That 10 vehicles, not bad at all. And supporting it with the Panther, getting a solid infantry force. Pretty much it. 10 out of 10. Huria, what the fuck was he doing? I mean, excellent Stukas. Don't get me wrong. Excellent Stukas. 61 kills. 50 kills? Yep. 56 buildings destroyed. Not well. Now we know why all those emplacements died. So 8 building destroyed. And 4 plus 2. So 6 vehicles and 8 buildings destroyed by Stukas. Not bad at all. Plus, his Sturm did quite well, if I recall correctly. 38 kills. Not bad. But why did he spam all the Pumas? What the fuck? I don't understand. Whatever. Long 2000. I honestly didn't see too much of him. I mean, he went for the Tiger. The Tiger didn't die. He went for a lot of Stugs and a lot of Ostwins. The Ostrug. And those died in droves. But I guess as long as the Ostrugs die in droves and the Tiger lives and the Tiger does pretty fine, it's like whatever. Looks like his mortar lived for like the entire game. I'm pretty sure this mortar has been alive since the start. It's like the second unit he bought. And, well, he might have recruited and then gotten the veterancy back. The crew looks like it could either be an actual mortar crew, but it could be pioneers too. Yeah, it looks like it could be both. And those are definitely models that could be both pioneers and weapon crewmen. I guess this settles it. It's a mortar crew because he's got the mortar package in the rear. I don't know. And XXXXX. I mean, he started off with a bang and a boom and a kapoom with the Sturm Tiger, but then he just kind of spammed Jagdpanzers. And I mean, if you spam Jagdpanzers, I don't know. I don't respect you. I mean, I still do, but like, you're boring. You're literally the most boring person that could exist in Company of Heroes. I mean, you realize that, right? Because you're spamming Jagdpanzers. Oh, look, I'm just gonna go in with my Jagdpanzers. If they flank me, I'm boned. If they don't, I win. It's like pretty much it. Overall, it looks like he's keeping his infantry alive, which is definitely a plus. And he's gone for a Stuka too. I mean, it's whatever. Let's everybody go for a Stuka and a Sturm. It worked out in the end, so I'm not going to complain. And his Stuka got 12 kills, so not the worst. So overall, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.